In this lecture, we will try to understand how to initialize objects in Java. If you recall my previous lecture, in that lecture, we created object, but we have not initialized it. Anyway, let me say like this, there are three ways. There are three ways to initialize. Three ways to initialize objects in Java. This is very, very important point. This is, I can say, golden point. What it says, there are three ways to initialize objects in Java. In my previous program, I created an object. I think I created an object with name some S1, whichever name, but I have not initialized. As I have not initialized, it is printing just like 0 and null. Just observe my previous lecture. In that class we were printing, there is a variable type, integer type variable and string type variable. If I print, I am getting 0 and null. But what is the reason? We have not initialized object. Now there are three ways to initialize objects in Java. What is first way? I can say I can use reference variable. I can use reference variable to initialize object in Java. This is first method. And another method is, even I can use method. By using methods also, I can initialize an object in Java. Even we can make use constructor. By using constructor also, we can initialize objects in Java. We will try to understand one by one with very, very, very simple programs in Java. Now, first let me explain how can I initialize an object by using reference variable. Initializing an object means storing data. What is the meaning of initialization? What is the meaning of initializing of object? What does it mean? What is the meaning? Storing data. Storing data into the object, or in I must keep some data in object. I can say then it's initialized. Anyway, let's see simple example where we are going to initialize the object through reference variable. This is the simple example. Just try to understand this simple example, and of course you can compare this program with my previous program. Just see, this is class space class name student. This is my class beginning. This is my class ending, in which I am keeping two variables. One is ID, whose data type is int, and another is name, whose data type is string. Of course, string is also a data type, non-primitive data type. That's what we were discussing. Built-in. In this context, string is built-in data type. As we were saying that we better to create two classes, isn't it? Anyway, let me create another class. Here, what is my second class? Class space class name test student2. But how can I save this file? Teststudent.java. Why? Because in this particular class only I have public static void main. Even though you have multiple classes in Java program, but you can keep public static void main only in one class. That class.java must be the file name. These things I already discussed many times. Anyway, this is public static void main string args. This is another class for which I am creating object in teststudent2 class. How can I create object? Class name space object name equal to new class name. Otherwise, I can say reference variable. What is this? Initializing through reference variable. If I speak strictly, what is this? Not reference, it is reference variable. I must say initializing through reference variable. I am initializing. Which one am I initializing? I am initializing object. Now just see here what's happening. Let me say I have we created an object in which how can I create? Class name space object name new class name. What is this object? Class student, in which what members do I have, what instance variables I have. ID is one instance variable and name is another variable. This is reference variable. What is my reference variable? S1. Through this variable only I can refer this object. Just see, s1.id equal to 101. just I am initializing s1.id equal to 101. s1.name equal to the some string is there, so no, maybe some string, whatever it may be. So there is some string. Yes, what is the concept here? Initializing through reference variable. Which one is reference variable? Here S1 is known as reference variable. I am initializing. In my previous class we have not initialized ID and name. Therefore it was printing 0 and null. But here I am initializing this particular object to reference variable. I initialized ID with 101. I initialized name with SONNO, so no, some string, isn't it? Now what will I print? System.out.println s1.id. What is my s1.id? What will it display? Just let me show the output screen once. Just let me show the output screen. What it says, just see this one. Yes, s1.id. This is s1 is reference variable, id 101. Just see it's printing 101. After that I'm appending some space. That's why you are getting space here, isn't it? For which I'm appending s1.name. What is my s1.name? SONOO. That particular string it is displaying. I'm printing the members. I'm printing the variables, isn't it? That's what it says. You need not keep anything here with a white space, all those things. Well, this is not there. Yes, it's simply I'm displaying s1.id. What is the difference between this program and my previous program? In my previous program I have not initialized ID and name. Here I'm initializing ID and name with the help of S1. What is S1? S1 is known as reference variable. What we were discussing in previous slide, we were saying that an object can be initialized in 3 ways. First one is reference variable. Just try to recall. First one is reference variable. Second one is method. Third one is constructor. Now I completed this one. We can initialize with the help of what? Reference variable. What is this program? What it indicates? Just try to observe carefully. What is the difference between this program and the previous program? We can also create multiple objects and store. Let me write, otherwise we can also create multiple objects. We can also create multiple objects and store information. Isn't it? And store information in it through what? Through reference variable. What is the difference between this program and previous program? Just see, class name student. I have ID and name as variables, and test student 3. Earlier I think we were saying test student 2, isn't it? Public static void main string args. Yes, here just say student is my class name. Student space s1 equal new student. This is my first object. Student space s2 equal to new student. Means how many objects am I creating here? I am creating 2 objects. First object and second object. Let me show the output screen so that yes. Now let me say student space s1 equal to new student. Let me say for this I will get ID and of course I will get name. I can refer this object with the help of S1. This S1 is known as reference variable. Here also I will get ID. Here also I will get name. This is another object. I can refer that object with the help of S2. What is the difference between this program and my previous program? In previous program we created only 1 object. Here we created 2 objects. That's what we were saying, that we can also create multiple objects. More than 1 you can create and store information. After creating, I can store information. I can keep something in ID. I can keep something in name. I can keep something in this ID and this name. How can I do it? Just see, s1.id equal to 101. What is s1.id? This is 101. What is s1.name? That is SONOO. There is some string. s2.id. What is s2.id? This is 102. And s2.name, that is Amit. Printing. Just I am printing. What is the difference? In previous program we created only 1 object. Here I created two objects. System.out.println s1.id. s1.id means just see it's printing 101. After that I am appending space, just you are getting that space. s1.name, s1.name, so no some string is there, and s2.id, s2.id is 102, s2.id is 102, for which I am appending space, s2.name, s2.name is Amit. What is the difference between this program and previous program? As I told you many times, in this program I have two reference variables s1 and s2. This particular lecture explain how to initialize object in Java with the help of what? With the help of reference, variable. With the help of reference variable. This is first method by which I can initialize object with the help of reference variable. I can initialize object, as I told you, even I can initialize object with the help of method, even you can initialize object with the help of constructor. How to initialize an object with the help of method, that I will discuss in next lecture. Just time being we will try to demonstrate. Just remember, test student 3 is one name, test student 2. Just remember these things so that we will try to demonstrate this. Just let me show the demonstration once, what it says. Just say yes, 1 second, let me clear the screen. The JAVAC, what is my class name? Test student, I think it is test student 3. Yes, JAVAC space test student 3 dot Java. Then how can I run the program? JAVA space student 3. That's what 101 and SOONO and 102 and Amit. That's what it displaying. Of course, there is another one. Maybe I think there is another, this one program name student 2 dot Java. Let me say JAVAC space test student 2 dot Java. And how can I compile? How can I run this program? JAVA space test student 2. This, what is the difference between test student 2 and test student 3? In the case of test student 2, we created only one reference variable, only one object, whereas in test student 3 we created two objects, s1 and s2. That's why it is displaying. Just say this is 101 SONO and 102 Amit. Why? Because I created two reference variables. As I told you, if you want, you can create multiple objects also. If you, yes, that 101 SONO and 102 Amit, it says about multiple objects. In my previous lecture we were discussing about there is something like how one can create class and object. Initially I discussed about how one can create class and object. That also, just try to recall that JAVAC space student.java. That program name is student.java. Let me run that program. If I run that program, what will it display? Just see 0 and null. That's what I have shown in my previous lecture. We discussed a program with name student.java, isn't it? This is in single class. If you want, you can keep in single class. If you want, you can keep in multiple class also, you can keep. That's what in my second program, in my previous lecture, in second program, we stored a we defined two separate classes. Just try to recall. That is student. I defined a class name test, student test. That is simple. That is simple one. I think anybody can understand. Just go to that demonstration. If you want me to show, I think maybe this is the name of that particular program, student test. Just I will check. Okay, this is, maybe this is the my program name. Yes, I think I didn't remember it properly. If you want me to show that is just this is let me go through that particular this one so that I will discuss. This is it is Java 18 program. That is my previous program. This, just see this one here. I defined class space student in single class only. I defined. What about next one? This is test student 1. Yes, that's my mistake. This is test student 1. What is this program? This is previous class program. Test student 1 is my program name. Therefore, let me clear the screen once. how can I compile that program? Just I am demonstrating my previous program, nothing more than that. This is .java. Let me say it's .java. Yes, this is compilation. Now let me run this one. If I, how can I run? Java space test student, 0 null. Just remember here also you are getting, this is about demonstration of my previous lecture. In my previous lecture, what I discussed, just let me show that one, that particular slide once. This is the, I kept in I defined student class and test student one. I am getting 0 and null. Of course, in previous slide, in this particular slide, we defined single class where I created object. Of course, here also you are getting 0 and null. This is simple demonstration. Anybody can understand. Just in this lecture, try to understand how one can initialize object with the help of reference variable. Just go through it. If you have any difficulty, you can keep a comment so that we will discuss. Thank you very much. In my next lecture, I will explain how to initialize an object with the help of method. Thank you again.